Did you see this morning, I had a meeting.
That's what he said.
I could not miss, so, I'm here and I will now run this morning's conference.
It's on page 36 in your main document, and Ms. Browning has the salary details on the screen.
All righty. Y'all want to come on up?
I just wanted to point out that there, before we get started, on the election workers, somehow brought us back to the near election cycle amount. The amount was submitted was $277,219, and what's showing up on the budget is $297. And so, when you look at it again this morning, it is on, the first sheet submitted correctly, on the main budget, and then I guess on the detail sheet, this isn't our spreadsheet, this is one that we get, I don't exactly know what happened, but it's showing us a different amount of the 145.
So you're saying the 145 should be how much?
Instead of 219, it was on the front sheet that we submitted.
That's a big change. What's the?
The one election cycle versus two. Because every year we have an election, and it alternates between one election and two elections, depending on when it is. So we'll always have the one, but like this year coming up, we'll have August and November in the 2024-2025.
Okay, so you're saying that this is so you're saying that this is.
Yes, and it's fixed up on the second page.
You have two
Yes,
elections.
And if y'all
This fiscal year.
This fiscal year, right, 24-25, and if you all remember, and we just submitted on April 24th, because you all always ask the PPP reimbursement, and we submitted that on April 24th. We're working with the state
What
right
was
now,
your-
but state it always comes in the next.
What was your amount?
277,
No, what was?
219.
277, 219, or 227?
277, 219.
So what was that amount in the fiscal year 2023? So like 2 years back, so it would have been a lot.
234, 872.
Okay, 230, so to compare like for like, it would be 234 to 277.
Yes, sir.
Can I interject in like to like? Are we talking about the same number of polling or elections, polling, early voting? When we compare the 23 to the 25,
The number of elections. So
I understand, but are you having the same locations? I mean, are you manning
Yes, ma'am.
the same? Because right now you have 29.
We added one since then.
So then you had 28 day of. You had 28, and now you have 29 day of locations. What about early voting days? How many locations did you have back then, and how many do you have now?
Same, two full-time, Henderson, Mill, and Gallatin, and then we did what we call satellite, which we go to each of the municipalities.
So those are the locations. How many days of early voting did you have in the past, and how many do you have now?
It's statutory. It depends on how many Saturdays, but it's 14 or 15 days.
It's statutory that we have that many early voting days?
Yes.
If you do it.
If you do it at all?
No, you have to do it.
One location, full-time.
So do you do all that, you do,
It's not true.
and we're all politicians, we all know how the Saturday voting, all the citizens, they ask me why Saturdays closed at noon, when they wanted to vote all day on Saturday. That's controlled by the state.
To 12. We could extend it if you guys want to fund it. We absolutely.
Well, I don't think the citizens are spending more money, I'm just trying to understand what the law requires.
That is what the law requires. If you're open during Monday through Friday, and then that Saturday falls with an early voting, we have to be open 9 to 12 minimum on Saturday.
And you have to be open the Monday through Friday.
Period. Right. And no voting on Sunday.
At one, I'm remembering now, at one, you have to be open at one location,
That's
not
correct.
4, but 1.
Right, but we
Okay.
have our two biggest voting blocks in the county, obviously, are Henderson and Gallatin.
Yeah.
So we say the full time in those two, and then we, like I said, we move around to Goodlettsville, White House, Portland, but usually just a day during either a March or May election, an August election, and typically 2 days,
Yeah.
2 days, for November election general, because it's much larger participation in a bigger election.
I'm still just trying to figure out from last year how we spend more than Rutherford County.
Yeah.
That's what I've been trying to
Rutherford County has convenient vote centers. We don't. It's a different, it's apples to oranges.
Here's, I guess I'm going down this one. So I just did a little bit of pure math, quick calculation.
Okay,
276, so if I'm comparing 277, 234, which that makes sense to me,
okay,
18% different in yours, so there's an 18% bump there.
yes,
Which, that's not, and that includes one additional polling location that was up from 2 years ago.
We have 29, the big bump is because this year will be a presidential.
No, I
23
understand,
does not have presidential.
that percent-wise,
That was, right before we just.
but when we had to do it, right, because of redistricting, because you can only
Right,
have
it
a
included 29 and 2020.
I won't, that doesn't, that doesn't sound, that number doesn't jump out at me as being
Right.
crazy.
But the November general in 2022 is not the same as the November general in 2024 because it's presidential.
Here are the ones that did jump out at me a little bit,
Okay.
there's 126, 145, 15%, that doesn't jump out at me crazy, and then if we're doing like there, with that, it may be a little bit higher, but it doesn't scream.
Okay.
Here are the ones that, maintenance and repair, there's about $100,000 extra maintenance and repair office equipment, $100,000 difference between last year and this year. If you go maintenance, repair, office.
Hit that note there. Get over the note there, just hit the note there. Includes for convenience voting of $90,000.
How much?
Says includes the convenience voting money of $90,000 was noted on the request.
Okay, so that's to build out, that's.
And convenience.
And then up here on,
Have we spent that?
No,
So you have that, it's not spent, because.
we don't have you all next year. It's not funded.
Oh, so, okay, I get it, that's right, so you're planning to deploy those convenience voting centers, and that's for that.
we have notes up here that shows which ones, there's 2 or 3 items included.
Okay.
There's 50,000 in, that one, and then legal services has, I believe, convenience, there's like 3 or 4 items that has convenience voting money in there.
And that was my note.
We're not doing convenience voting.
Huh?
We're not doing convenience voting, so you took,
They're noted up there, where they're at in there.
but that's,
They're one thing,
No,
implemented.
there's maintenance. Oh, sorry, no, you're right, that's postal.
yes.
Sorry, I was off one. So that $90,000 postal, was that postal charges for convenience voting?
Well, 90,000 it was according to her notes.
Okay,
What's
got
up there?
So there was that one, just a second.
We recopied her notes on the notes. for some of that.
So, let me make sure I'm at the right line here.
So, at least we tried to.
So, maintenance is, it's either other contracted, I think it's other contracted services, we're $36,000 at requested.
My
They're
kingdom
wanting
for
to,
grid
it's to move over to the,
I get it, David.
it's moving cost
This is $36,000.
to move to what's the other location over there?
1019.
Yeah, to move to the DRC.
I'm down,
Where is that?
I'm down at the bottom here, 'cause I'm just looking up the.
That's $35,000 to move to the TRC, is what the note
Okay, so
says.
this was for the TRC move.
Which was that now?
Okay.
So
got
we
it.
approved that already?
Yeah, I mean, y'all are already there, though.
Yeah, we're not.
So, didn't we spend that already?
No, ma'am, the only thing that's there is the equipment, all the voting machines and the printers and all of that. None of the office staff, other than the equipment handlers, are there. So all of the workstations, the staff,
The file,
the big card mayor, Rhodomax, they're here, and those are very,
I just,
it's like moving a piano, they're very difficult to move. You have to.
We got notes.
I'm just noting things.
Okay.
They're all here, everything, all of that is.
And then that's to move the machines down on the bottom, the office equipment one.
So the janitorial services, 26,000.
Okay, so you all, when we went up there, John might be allowed, and we don't, the current, staff here does not service that bill. We'll have to do that separately. The maintenance staff that you have here that cleans this building up.
So we would be increasing in order to operate out of the TRC, we'll be increasing our janitorial. Is this like an extra FTE?
Or it would have to go into Mr. Isbell's budget.
But it's just, the point is that it costs more to be
Right,
at
because the state was
TRC.
there before, so they paid for the zero janitorial service. Is that right, John?
This was also $90,000.
The state was there before.
The state did, yeah.
Right,
We-
okay.
We never know.
So no matter who's there, it's gonna have to be paid.
But we can ask them tomorrow when they come to ask for their money, what they
Okay.
do. They'll be here
And
tomorrow.
I'm just, like, literally, I'm just going down this and I'm looking at the big numbers that pop out at me.
They were
So
saying,
they'll be there for their money.
I think,
that's what he told us.
okay, so legal notice and court costs.
We have no clue.
I'm
Well,
seeing,
legal notices go out to convenient boat centers.
Right.
Because we have got web contacts.
so that's for convenience voting.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
Those are the big ones.
I think those are the big ones. I understand the overtime because you're doing 2 years versus 1 this year, so that's about right. That's about one and double. I understand that. Okay, got it. Oh, sorry, guys. I know I wasn't going to ask. Wait. Sorry. Office equipment and, data process, office and data processing equipment.
Yeah, 30.
That's to move.
That's to move the big, the charities just asking about, that's to move the big road axes, the card bearers. It's like, you have to move those have to be moved professionally.
And this is to move them for, like,
the-
I thought there was an injunction on that.
It's in 19.
Okay.
We have two of them, they're huge, and, you know, they're all moving parts, it's those trays that roll, constantly, all the voter registration cards and then the original.
Okay.
We've got two of those now,
Are they secured now?
they're here,
Okay, got it.
so they'll have to be moved, but they have to bring, it's a big ordeal to move them. All of they got trays that slide in, the shelves that move, and all those have to be taken out, and we have to supervise that, there has to be someone with them at all times, because that's the voter registration.
All right. And then the office equipment, I'm assuming is new office equipment for the TRC, or is that for the new convenience voting center?
So we don't have any office equipment.
That's to move the machines, it's in the wrong account.
Right.
That's where she coded, yeah, the office equipment probably should be like a contracted service if they're just moving them, but that's what's in there right now, is to move filing cabinets, is that what it says, filing machines?
Construction, 60 grand.
Okay.
That's where you put the money to move the filing machines,
Okay.
or where you request it.
They're called card bearers, voting access.
All right, sorry,
Filing machines, or about whatever.
We put the voting registration.
Yeah,
Oh, right there.
instructional supplies and,
General construction, 60 grand.
or general construction.
You go down to it.
What's the general construction?
It says TRC building.
TRC too? Okay.
And that'll depend on how all that works.
All right.
Okay, good.
Okay. Sorry, I'm now finished, sorry, my bad.
That's okay, it's just a lot of unknowns. Okay.
That's a couple of $100,000.
I understand that I can't, it's apples to oranges with Rutherford County because they're on convenience centers. But with all this additional cost, it seems like we're even exceeding them even more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have their numbers, so I'm not
This year.
sure.
Okay, I just wanted to follow up on that.
I'll be happy to look at it.
Do you want us to pull them off the audits for you? Yeah, just make a note.
Well, I guess I should, all my questions for those departments, I just need to gather them all the departments, audit reports myself.
We need an analyst to pull some of the stuff.
Where did you get it, Terry? Where did you get your number? I mean, what are you?
No, I was just saying, I've asked the other departments for numbers from other counties. I've
Oh, okay.
We'll go.
And every time the answer's in, it's in the audit report.
We go for it.
And I'll just pull all 99 audit reports up and I'll just start reading.
Well, we can pull,
Save us some time.
we can pull that one, pull Rutherford.
No longer asking to see and all that.
Any other questions?
No.
Thank you, ma'am.
Looking on
That's
that.
it. Is that it?
Oh, I do have a question.
lunch, actually.
And this is a day-to-day operation, and I'm not micromanaging or anything, I just have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
How much do you pay election workers? I run into people at the grocery store that want work, and just for the here's a pitch for you. How much does an election worker make? Because I know you need them. How much do they get if they come in and they work, and what are the hours and what are the requirements?
It depends, on what position they are. So we've got registrars, machine operators, then we have officers of elections, special registrars. They get paid, they did before, now that we're making the equipment, it's a little bit different, but the equipment fee, so everything varies.
So if I come over and I want to be an election worker day of election, how much money do I get?
$145 is the cheapest with a class of $20.
$145. People want to know.
No, I know, it's budget. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I don't get a chance to get it any other time. I'll get it.
Veterans are on page,
All right, we got, if you send an email, what that is, that'd be helpful. Thank you.
Veterans is on page 78, Mr. Show.
Got it.
And Ms. Browning has their salaries up at the
I'm sorry,
top.
I realize that came off smart.
And they've asked for the 5% cost of living and an additional 6%.
78.
Yes, they're on page, 78 in their salary request on the screen.
All right. Go ahead, let's do it.
Don't really have too much to pitch. The main increase that we wanted to ask for in the rural healthcare, we're asking for increase in our equipment fees, or one-time equipment cost of buying the iPads, communication additional, because we're going to go out, we have to have connectivity in order to do telehealth in rural areas. So that's the main component of the additional communication costs and equipment fees that we had added on there.
So wait, y'all doing telehealth?
So we signed a MOA with the Tennessee Valley Healthcare System, with the local VA. They have, of course, been trying to increase the reach of telehealth in the rural areas. And part of the MOA, veterans can now schedule telehealth appointments to come to this building and do a telehealth appointment. We've got a facility set up, and we just did the test a couple days ago.
So they're doing, okay. So the veteran is coming here and they're speaking to the provider via a capability that we have here. We're not running providers out here.
Correct.
Okay, I guess I had it in my.
Our veterans from the county can come to this building now. What we want to do with this budget proposal is increase it so we can provide our volunteers, which is really take something to the veterans themselves.
Oh, I see, so the volunteer would go and take out a computer.
Take an iPad essentially, get a video connection to their doctor at the VA, and schedule it, have their meeting in person. Then, of course, to improve the quality of healthcare in the rural areas.
And will that increase their benefits potentially? Will you be able to get them qualified for more disabilities and stuff?
Maybe. Yes, maybe. We won't be able to do telehealth for what are called compensation examinations. But certainly if a veteran gets diagnosed with a new condition, it would be a lot easier for us to know about it and get some help for them. A lot of times we have veterans that don't get diagnosed because they don't go to the medical appointments because they're afraid to drive to Nashville. So the more medical care we can get to them, the more likely it is we'll be able to find something compensation.
Are they going to be hot spots when they take these?
We're going to just have these as basically like big cell phones. Big cell phones with a larger screen cell phone. So we'll use the existing network to kind of compensate for not having cell phone coverage out. The increase in the salaries, we kind of just did a quick salary check, and we are on the low end of our neighboring counties. We compared to Rutherford and we compared to Montgomery County. And Montgomery County's got a massive operation. They've got 10 different service officers, so it's a little difficult to draw the exact comparison. And Rutherford County does not operate a separate mayor's office. They're actually extension of the mayor's office. So those comps weren't as exact. But, for example, Wilson County and Robertson County both earned more this past year than our service officers directly did.
I mean, in total, you're asking $23,000.
Yeah, not much. I mean, and the other one I want to point out some travel. The commissioner now is trying to get, instead of our annual trainings always being in Middle Tennessee, we did it in Knoxville this past October, we're going to have to go to Chattanooga this year, so I was hoping that we could decrease that.
Any other questions? Thank
Ari,
you, sir. Oh, go
I
ahead.
do have a quick question. Do you have the staff to, take care of the flow of the veterans coming in? I mean, how's your work flow?
We are still running to where we're booked up about a week out. And that's one of the things I've been pointing out in our monthly reports, that we have, for every one appointment, we've got 2 to 3 walk-ins. And we're one of the few counties in the area that accepts walk-ins. So we stay busier day to day than our normal appointment workload would indicate. But, we're generally able to get all the questions answered. We haven't heard we've heard a couple of complaints about it takes a little while for us to get back to people. It'll take us a day to get back to people calling and leave a voicemail. A lot of those complaints stem from when we had some temporary glitches with the phone system. We didn't get
Okay. I just want to make sure you didn't need more part-time hours.
Isn't that agreement?
Not yet. I am looking with the, court system. Because I would like to see us improve and expand the services we provide for our incarcerated population. There are some that are veterans. We don't have a great system currently of identifying them all and help them. But that's something I think I'm going to be taking a look at the grant.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Righty, soil.
Living.
Okay. Dan, what page is?
I'm sorry, who was it?
Soil conservation.
77. Yes, we're on page 77.
Got it. Okay, so you don't have, you just applied the 5%?
Yeah. Or whatever that compensating will be.
Yep.
So then we have anybody that is.
Great. Well, that's easy. Any other questions?
I have a question, and pardon me, I'm not that well versed in what soil conservation does.
Okay.
Could you just give me without me getting yelled at, take your time?
I can.
Yeah,
It'll be brief. I work in the USDA Service Center across town in the City Center, and I'm the only county employee, and that's federal employees there, and I'm the go-between, connection between FSA, the Farm Service Agency, the Natural Resource Conservation Service, and I'm the county person that takes care of the county, and is there, like liaison with the landowners, and we have to work in conjunction with, the other agencies there at, the Farm Service Agency, in my office, and I do those myself, and they have to have their conservation plans in order to, have any kind of program participation where they get cost share or release money if there's a drought, or like with my office, we have the Natural Resource Conservation Service, and we have programs that help, landowners, assist in, putting in installing fencing, like waterers, we even help with, stream bank restoration, and those plans also, we do plans for them for their crop rotation, and where they don't overuse the soil,
So
or.
what is the number one service you provide to the county? Like if a citizen comes in, every day a citizen comes in wanting to stick a bubble gum, what is that bubble gum? What do more people want your help with than anything else?
Put in practices.
Just all of
We
it?
have cost share.
Okay,
And most of that cost share, so the supplies for the cost share, like fencing supplies, or the waterers, or even like the labor, if they hire somebody, it does come out of the county.
do people know about these services? People
Yes.
just know, because I just don't know.
Well, if you're not, most of them are farmers.
Yeah, and they all know.
Landowners that have like a stream bank erosion, we just did one, in the county, and it was like a $24,000 project.
So it helps to stabilize, and she had livestock that were going across.
So everybody knows we don't need to educate people on the services you provide?
Yeah, because we have that,
Okay,
so they,
thank you.
Any other questions?
and we've been in the district has been, it was developed in 1937.
We just have a lot of new people coming in from out of state, they're
Yes.
buying farms and stuff.
Yes.
And I just don't know that they get sent to you by.
See, we have a connection with the extension service too.
So,
Like, they go there and,
And they send
I want to do this.
You're not here till 11:30.
Or they come to our office, and they
We
want to
still
get
need to
into
finish
our
this man.
cattle, then we refer them to them for the cattle association, where they get trained on how to properly raise their cattle and.
Thank you for helping me.
Thank you. All right,
Matt.
Spencer, who's probably, everybody knows who you are. So,
The assessor is on page number 45, and then they have a capital request on page 97. And then Beth's gonna put their salaries on the board. And since we're ahead of schedule after this, can we go ahead and finish Mr. Steele? He's still got magistrates and risk management.
yeah, we can do that.
He's leaving at 3-ish. Okay, we get
I'd like to get it ahead, and I think there's gonna be a few of them that we're gonna take extra time on, so anything that we can knock out.
We gonna knock him out for lunch.
Mr. President, was the assessor, right? Well, sorry, that's, he had it. I thought,
I had things that I needed to, I got a couple trucks from a field meeting.
So I think I'm gonna ask a question here.
Yes, sir.
How much more money do you want from the county so that y'all can assess people's property values higher? I'm just
Oh, my
kidding.
We don't need money to raise that.
I'm just kidding. Y'all can throw something at me. I had to take it. All right, go for it.
We just need some more trucks, and, we were informed the other day that we're gonna have to update our computers. They're obsolete. And I just put that on the budget. That's
So
from
what do you need to update?
That's our computer system. They're telling us in IT that we need all new computers.
Are you talking hardware or software, a new system?
Hardware.
Hardware.
Did you have an estimate?
John, did you get an estimate on that?
No, we haven't, because we didn't put that in the budget, because we don't know that, everybody can have to go to Windows 11, okay? That's what you telling us. And it's got to have on board 2026, so 10 will be no longer supported for what I understand.
Well, software must be hardware, it doesn't have the horsepower.
Said by 2026. that'll be after
Yeah, when's the, by 2022?
We got time.
Okay, so we.
This next year.
So this is another
That's
example.
8,000 per vehicle.
But John just mentioned this.
On page 97.
This is another
On page
example of like
97.
enterprise-wide
Like
IT
second
deployment
at the bottom of that.
as opposed to like.
Cost savings.
Yeah, so that's probably the right call. Let's talk to them about something. What do we need to do across the county that way we're not picking them out? Sometimes you can get some cost savings.
You know, we had already transferred some funds that we have in this year's budget to upgrade the mapping computers. So we'd already planned on taking care of that.
Go ahead.
For your, I'm on page 97 of your vehicle request, like are these two new vehicles because you don't have them, or you're just trying to replace current vehicles, or what's going on?
Replace them.
What's the matter with them?
Well, I think,
How old are they, and how many miles are they, and are they broken?
2007, about 2007.
06 and 07.
06 and 07.
How many miles?
You know how many miles on them?
110, 115.
Only 110,000 miles? That's not a lot of miles, sorry, but.
And while we're on vehicles, if we can step back into the computer, looking at computers overall, as Matt was talking about, I'd like to look at vehicles overall, because I've been in the parking lot at night, and we've got 22 trucks out there. Now, some of them were those old broken down trucks that may need transmission, but I don't know who had trucks.
I've got one.
And I'd like to see a breakdown of the county vehicles and where they fit in what department. If
Yeah.
anybody's interested in this conversation.
We haven't fixed that.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the building stuff.
But we just don't,
I'll put that on Gen Up.
I'm just.
We'll send you a list when we got them.
Okay.
Is there anything wrong with it?
No, there's not, no. I mean, those vehicles run, I mean, they're,
Well, yeah, they run,
How
but,
many of
you
you?
know, we're all over the county.
But-
They break down, we gotta go get them.
I mean, but they had 110,000 miles on them?
So some of them got 100.
I think the one that has 100% on it is burning oil right now, from what I understand from the driver of it, and
So how much-
it's got 146,000, if my memory is correct. Antifreeze leak, radiator, shocks, tires, I mean, you know,
Just a
maintenance.
whole lot of maintenance.
But, yeah.
How many vehicles,
I mean, so-
people do you have and how many trucks do you have?
When we're talking about
What's
maintenance,
the
you're buying a new car.
You got
Right.
I don't just buy a new car because I have tires.
Because you need an oil change.
All right, any other questions? So I know we're beating them up on reviews.
I beat Josh up on the
Yeah,
reason
I
why.
I know we beat John up on it too.
I
He
actually have
I know, I beat them all up on it.
It's
I'm-
something
I don't have
Mr.
to-
Wimble and I have discussed.
Go ahead.
I got a 99.
Are we fulfilling your MOE for your employees?
That's in the 14.
Bipartisan.
I don't get to pay for inflation. Pisses me off.
I think we're a little shy, aren't we, John?
Do y'all know about this?
No, I don't know about this.
Yeah,
We're
I'd like-
shy on the.
Can you explain what the
What was
numbers
your,
are?
what was your question?
According to the state, we're allowed so many employees per parcel, for a certain number of parcels. And, we're about one person shy,
Allowed or required?
required.
It's an MOE requirement in the department.
Okay,
We have, the way it works out, we've got 2 part-time employees,
We group that take it, so.
and we've got total 19 employees, 2 of which are part-time.
do we have a rec out? I mean, is there?
How many employees do we have now? 85, 86,
Yeah, off the top of my head, I didn't have.
and we're required to have an employee for.
Every 4,500 parcels, we're supposed to have an employee in there.
Well, yeah, I guess my question is, do we have a job rec out, or are we trying to recruit, or are we,
We don't have a position.
do you need a position for it? I mean, do you need
Well,
to?
we can always use help, just walk in the office.
There's an actual statute that says it's per parcel, and I think minus 4,500 for the assessor, and then you get so many per parcels, period. But that would include every person. I don't know how many they got exactly.
So bottom line, by statute, what we say, we're down 1 FTE?
We're down according to the law, yes.
Okay.
But, I mean, I'm not in here looking for an employee.
Well, I know,
No, I brought this to
no,
Mr.
you-
Limble,
yeah,
and I'm bringing it, yeah.
John is probably going to need a chief deputy when he takes over.
if you know,
Because I don't want to be a
lenient,
chief deputy.
but if we're required to have something by law, I mean, we want to be within
You want me
the
to,
law.
if he can send us the parcel count, we'll verify for you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Who goes to jail? We break law.
Nobody.
No, but, you know, I mean, to be fair, we beat people up all the time over not being in compliance with
Right.
stuff, so.
That's
And
why-
sometimes being in compliance costs more money, and I don't know.
So how are you counting part-time? How are you counting the part-time? Are you counting them as, 37 as one person, or how are you counting them?
I'm counting 2 as one.
You're counting the 2 part-time as one employee?
Which of these on the org chart are your part-time employees? Who is part-time? Which position?
Well, actually, yep, Kim,
She's part-time? Your data entry is part-time. I won't say it loud so everybody can hear it.
What?
Data entry is part-time.
and Sandra, she listed on there. Sandra,
Sandra Hessen,
The last one under real property, part-time.
real property.
Is that part-time 20 hours or 30 hours?
oh, every 2 weeks, 35 hours.
So less than.
Except right now,
Every 2
they're
weeks.
putting in a whole lot more right now.
So 20-ish hours a week.
And we're short of a field man.
This is the number of employees for the whole
Basically.
department, yeah.
Right now, we have enough field.
Parcels.
Some are gonna be retired. Sure.
But that is where the parcel application comes in, is field in.
Total employees.
Total employees.
I have a question, and probably you or Mr. Isabel can answer. So with, with the software in your office now, are we back to state software?
We are with the state.
And how long have we been back with the
Cindy
state?
said we had 6,000 more
A
funds.
year,
Trustee said we had 6,000.
Why did we go back to the state?
because.
Did they force us
Are she
to?
over here?
That's my question,
No,
was it
because
mandated?
the people that we were with sold out their company, they're in China. We were hard to have a hard time dealing with them when they were involved. So if we have a problem, we can pick the phone call up, and they'll send somebody up here.
Okay.
You know, if they're in Boston or China, they wanna talk to you on the Skype or whatever.
So you changed this over last year,
We have to change over last year. John started the process.
and you got it, okay.
And we've gone with it. And they're the ones largely behind our reappraisal, and we've been trying to fine tune it, as you can see some of the things, you know.
Everybody's talking?
There's a little buzz going around.
A little bit,
Yeah.
probably not.
We've got problems with it, you know, but it doesn't matter who does it, you've all got a problem.
Forgive me here, but I'm just cross-referencing the org chart with what we have, and we have data processing personnel. It looks like you've got, I only see one on data entry here, but I mean, that's definitely several personnel.
That has changed. We have other people that have the capabilities of doing those things now.
And so it's because they have that,
Before, we had one person that did it all.
so now you've distributed all of that, or you've distributed that.
Yes, there are other people that have those capabilities, but
So
they're
you
not,
got some,
but they're not trained as well at this point.
but are we paying them, are we paying them at that, are we paying them at that, as a data processor, or are we paying them as a?
So they're all being paid, you know, the same pretty much. You know, they're out,
they're all
work their way up.
So they're mostly just paid as seniority then, largely, yeah, okay.
Don, how many parcels did you say there were total in the county? 88?
Somewhere in the neighborhood of 85, maybe.
85,000, you think?
When you do data entry, so, I buy something, do you want me to, I'm confused on all our different systems we have around here, so I buy something,
Okay.
what we do, I assume I go to deed, and they would record me,
They
does that
record
go
the
to
deeds, they
deed?
send the deeds to us.
Do you enter it there, or does it feed from their system?
We read it. And
You re-enter it?
yes, we put it in our system. Yeah. Any name changes on a property is done in our office.
You do all that,
All they do is record it, they have it.
so they just scan it in, and here's the deed, and anybody else can see it?
Well, you can go next door and get a copy of your deed in the register of deeds. But we have to have that deed, we have to have that document to have a record card. We have a record card, it's your name, mailing address.
That's all electronic, or do you have a manual record?
It's, a lot of it's electronic.
So then it's over there, and then, so how, does that feed into the trustee system? Because I went down to her office, and they were doing the greenfield, and they had big set stats that they were entering, that they told me came from the assessor's office. I'm just trying to figure out in the process, how many times we enter information, or how much y'all.
The tax rolls come from his office. It's a data field, it comes down and it produces the bills and the addresses and everything. She's adding other stuff, but your main, like a big tax roll
Are the
every year.
systems talking?
They basically export a file, the state works on it, and then her system imports the file.
They just upload it.
Yes, that's where all the addresses, they don't re-enter all the addresses and the amounts. And
They just make
the
those
assessed values
changes,
come
like the
from-
greenfield.
The assessed values comes from his office with the address, the name and everything. her system has your property tax rate and stuff, and it calculates your bills. So no, but she does enter some things like changes from their office, but they don't manually
So
enter on
your
their tax
changes
bill.
don't interface to her system, she
No.
has to enter those.
No. He sends down a manual change and he signs off
We
on
do,
it.
if you own a farm and you sell it, or sell part of it, then that deed comes through our office. We create a card for that parcel. John and whoever the mappers are at the time, they map it in, put it on our map. So you can come in and look at the map and see where it is. So, you know, it's remapped every time a piece of property is created, a subdivision, 150 lots. They have to map them in. They have to key everything, map number, their address, all this stuff.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And we've got two mappers, John being one of them, and Steve. So he's gonna have to come up with a new mapper. And he informed me he's probably gonna continue to map to some degree, but, mapping is not an easy process to find somebody with those capabilities.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I got one quick one. What, have you started getting calls since the new appraisals? New appraisals?
Hey, he's just picking on you.
He got one or
Have you had any calls?
Have I had any?
Yeah, just a couple?
No.
One or two.
Has any of them been good?
Anybody thank you?
Anybody want to come up with
No, they seriously.
voicemail?
I mean, seriously though, thank you.
No, they call-
I was the one that made a smart comment, but I know it's not easy, but thank you.
Everybody, I mean, we've had calls, they're calling other offices, they send us nasty emails, nobody's answering the phone. Well, we've got 15 phones and we don't have enough ears.
Yeah. Who deals with it?
Everybody,
Everybody deals.
Everybody.
In the entire court?
everybody in our office is answering the phone
Yeah.
and dealing with public.
Well, we're dealing with it too.
We're all frustrated. And, you know, you gotta be hard skinned over it and not take it personal, but,
Yeah.
you know, and a lot of people will go out and they'll commend us on the way they've handled it. And, you know, and they understand when it's explained to them. And, I can understand when you get a piece of mail that
Doubles your value.
the value doubles and they think, well, they're not aware of what a certified rate is.
Right.
And, so when you explain it to them,
Median average.
it makes a lot of difference.
But you still get the phone calls, so I imagine your phone calls are way, way up right now.
Well, and I've got emails that I haven't answered, I've got mails, letters. I mean, I'm gonna get to them. We've got until the 1st of June for our office to deal with it. Then after that, they have to go to the board. And you can sign up for the board up to the 14th. But preferably, if we can handle it in office before it goes to the board, we do. And we find it interesting, you know, we know it's not perfect.
Is there a window of time that you could appeal?
June 14th.
If you get signed up before June the 14th,
Terry.
you'll go until the last person heard.
See, right now, all this,
So-
that's your,
All right, then.
any of, I have no idea what the certified rate is, so I can.
And I know you're gonna tell me you don't know or you can't answer,
Okay?
what you think that ratio is going to be next year?
That is.
The ratio's gonna be 100.
Well, I mean, what's our call, what are we gonna be looking at for the ratio?
She's talking about reappraisal value.
Yeah,
He won't know to June 14th.
You talking about the certified rate?
no, I'm talking about the ratio we're gonna give back to,
Yeah,
commercial.
sales ratio goes back to 1.
It goes back to 1.
But,
Should be right at 1.
The first year it goes back because you're 100%, and then the second year, then they adjust it on the third. But she's talking about the new certified rate. You wanna know where we think it's going to be.
We know it's gonna be a bit for you to have that, too.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you
for all your hard work.
Appreciate it.
And any of y'all.
They're ready to go back to 100.
no, we're
No,
gonna have to put that.
Take a number.
But be
No,
fair.
no, you don't have to.
All right.
Oh, you don't have to, you go back to 100%. But it's killing us this year right now.
What's that?
It's ready for, one.
Maybe you wanna finish
Yeah, we
it?
can finish up, this won't take, but it's.
Can we swap over to magistrate? This is his magistrate, he's asking for one new employee, and he's also asking for the 5 plus 6% on everybody but himself. And then, on the other one, I can tell you on risk management, we contacted the risk management lady the other day to find out what the rate was, because she hadn't provided us one, and she said the carrier's giving us an estimate of a 25% increase. But they are going to go back to see if they can find a cheaper carrier, so. That's magistrates, and I did have risk management before I turned it when we went to assessor. Because Eric's marked it, so where we at? The two are risk management in the general fund and magistrates, and you probably risk management is towards the back. Towards the front. I don't look at it a lot. You find risk management? Yeah, risk, you know about what page that's on, Beth, what's it there? That's towards finance, so it's towards the top.
43.
These are ones I didn't have marked, so they're gonna hear this later.
And what's the other one?
43 is your risk management, and this risk management, if we want to stop it consists of two things. The amount transferred over to your self-insurance funds, the one we said had a 0 increase, and then also the amount paid for your other insurance, like on the building to insure if a building's destroyed. That's the ones they're saying is going to go up 25%. We know the new courthouse is going to cost part of that, but 25% still seems really high, and they said they would try to give us a better number, but right now we got the 25% built in.
Your contents insurance is going up to go. Is that up the courthouse?
That, and then also they said there's a 25% value increase, or 25% overall increase, which
That's what you disputed.
that's what we think we need another carrier if that's going to happen.
Okay. Do we have we have to put out a?
Well, right now we're using right now we've got our insurance carriers and what.
We're shopping right now.
We're shopping.
We're waiting on that, see if that comes in.
What's it called? Our broker's looking at it right now, so if we can get a better rate.
Okay.
That's where that's not Bob, it's another one. We got to move. Bob just does health insurance.
I thought Jim was.
He provides the value, because we insure it as one giant value, so he provides the overall value as for the insurance. And then the other one is we need to go to magistrate.
What page is that on?
It should be down here towards. And we just looked at the salaries. The salaries that they didn't look at. It's on the screen, though, if you all can see it, there's the actual number. He didn't ask for a lot in the overall non-salary as far as an increase. We pull the total, it is. He actually decreased his non-salary one by $420. The new, because you got a new one over magistrate. They changed.
Can you remind me how many we already have?
How many magistrates?
Yeah, we're adding one. So
Click on that sheet, Beth, and we can tell you. It's right there. He's got, he's wanting to add one more, and then the director would make them 9.
Okay.
If you provided the new magistrate.
And are they needing a new one because of volume? You know, I mean.
Yes, and this is a 24/7 gig, so they're rotating vacation, sick leave. That's the only pool they're working with to make sure every.
So what changed? That they need a new body?
It's always been understaffed.
Okay, that's what I'm
And when Mr. Draper, I don't know if he's retired.
Criminals in Sumner County now.
Where he went, but he was the main magistrate. When he left, some people went with him, and then that created some vacancies, so we were down to 4 for a while. Or maybe it was 5, but,
So, did we eliminate vacant positions before?
no, none were eliminated, they finally got filled, and you'll probably remember, about 4 of them coming through commission, this past cycle. And they're adding one more, and it's just to keep a rotation where people can claim time off and things of that nature.
Right now, you're magistrate.
but it's not an increase in workload. We've just been kind of understaffed.
Correct.
What's the timeline, like, how long does it take to process a warrant?
A magistrate.
It could be.
What's the limiting factor? I guess that's the real question.
Well, what they're doing is they're taking a lot of work off the general sessions judges, mainly Judge Blanton and Judge,
No, I mean, I understand, I'm just trying to get a sense of like, what's the timing, there's gotta be some kind of.
Like I come in drunk.
so if somebody gets arrested, they get brought in front of the magistrate, and then a determination can be made at that time whether they can, meet bail requirements.
So my understanding is that this thing was put in place, was that we had people waiting in jail.
Yes.
For a magistrate, and it was really bad. I understand that problem. I'm saying, is that happening now? We have people coming to jail now, and they're having to wait. And so if we're not having that happen, then what do we need to do with that? Which I think
Because it's been a staffing problem as far as keeping a consistent calendar going for them. They've always been understaffed, and time off, sick time, all this other personal related stuff that goes along with being an employee. It creates a significant burden on them and causes them to work back-to-back shifts and things of that nature. And to be perfectly honest, these guys are doing full-time jobs on a rotating system like that at that rate. I think that in and of itself was shocking to me when I saw the numbers.
And I'm not trying to be ugly about them, but I'm still like wondering now, so we have one there at a time, and we have to do it 24/7? I mean, not that they're all working 24/7, but do we have one magistrate on staff, or do we have two?
There's always a minimum of one. During the day, there'll be usually two, because there's the admin side of running that department for that magistrate division, for lack of a better word. And, and then there's the payroll, there's everything that goes along with the administrative side of that job. So there's usually a second magistrate during business hours for that, and the rest are cycling on, one of 3 shifts during the 24-hour cycle.
I understand. I just need to think about it.
So there's 7 now, and we need another, and that's what the bump is for.
And 8.
What's really happening is, they're moving one of the full-timers to the part-time, which is about to be vacant. That person has the most experience, and at the part-time level, they have the ability to train and oversee, these newer ones that have come online here recently, the 4 new ones, so that they can keep them in compliance, because they've got certain statutes that apply to them, and to train the new full-timer when they come on, and just kind of keep a cycle going.
Will they still be also acting as a magistrate themselves?
Yes,
Okay,
on a part-time basis.
Okay, I got it. That's so what you're really talking about is that because of the operation, you need 0.5 FTE as a trainer.
That's what it's really coming down to.
I got it. That helps. Any other questions?
Does the director also do the magistrate work?
Me?
No, not you, the director of the magistrate. Because you said
Oh, yes,
7
yes,
plus
he's-
1, and then
he's-
add 1 if you add the director.
He's in the rotation, yes.
Okay.
Okay, but
So not
nobody,
just like overhead that's not on the ground.
There's nobody called a magistrate that's not performing that task.
That was my question. Because some,
Including the supervisor.
Yes.
yeah, the,
player coach.
They said the conference room, the food's in the conference room.
All right, any other questions? Okay,